pancetta wrapped chicken breast with a mushroom filling and a cauliflower puree. This is some of the ingredients that I used. I tried to get most of it. There are a few things that are missing from it, so you'll see as I throw them in as we go along. I use some shallots. First thing you gotta do is peel the skin off the shallot. These, they just have a mild onion flavor, and it works really good. You can do use a lot of them, and you're gonna get that onion. It's just a little bit different. Similar to that, a sweet onion's a little bit different than a white onion or a regular red onion. It's just a little bit different profile, but feel free to use any onion that you have, any onion you want to use. Any of them will work. So that's the nice thing. It's versatile, and it's a recipe. This is guidelines. Do whatever you want. Here I got to chop them up real fine. I want them to disappear. I'm cutting them up for the mushroom mixture as well as the cauliflower puree. And in both cases, I don't necessarily want big chunks of onion. I want them to sweat out all their moisture and to just kind of have the chunks disappear. And for sure in the puree, you don't want chunks. And we're gonna do a few things to make sure that we don't get any chunks, but I also don't need large chunks in the mushroom mixture. I have a Dutch oven here. Throw a little butter in it. While that's heating up and the butter is melting, pull that cauliflower apart, start to break it down, just chop it up. It doesn't have to be pretty. We're aiming for a roasted cauliflower here, and we're gonna be having this over the heat for so long, trying to get all of the cauliflower just to release all its moisture. So once the butter's melted-ish, a little bit left in there, that's okay. Throw in some shallots and just mix them around in the butter. We just want to sweat these. This is going to be at a medium-low heat because we don't want them to burn. And I'm going to have my attention elsewhere while this is kind of warming up. Season it with some salt, a good amount of seasoning in there. Mix it up so that that'll just help release some of that moisture, also pull out some of that flavor. Once the shallots have reduced in size, some of that moisture's gone, get the cauliflower out, put it in the pan, break it up into small pieces. Again, the smaller you do the pieces, the easier it's gonna be. I'm lazy, so I had a lot of big pieces in there. And in all honesty, this took about 40 minutes to get to the point where it was ready, where it was roasted. Again, season as you go, adding some more salt into that mixture, mix it around. It's still on a medium-low heat because I don't want those shallots to burn. And now I'm going to take some of my mushrooms. I believe these are cremini. What I'm cutting right now is some shiitake mushrooms. Use whatever you've got. Honestly, some white button mushrooms or whatever the cheap white mushrooms are that we all know of at the grocery store, those will work fine. And honestly, after tasting it all, I don't know that I can taste the difference. Having the shiitake mushrooms in there makes it sound really good. Just that much more special because I've got multiple types of mushroom. Again, we're gonna do the butter, and I'm impatient, so I don't wait for it to fully melt before I add my shallots in. It's just that the shallots in there and onion flavor is just gonna help, again, in making sure that the just adding some flavor to it. A lot of butter in there. We've got the mushrooms. Do the pan flip. It's the easiest way to get everything coated. Otherwise, use a spoon. It's a good technique to learn, for sure. Open up your chicken breast package, get it out. This is a really good technique and one that's necessary to learn for a lot of different cooking methods. The big thing is you just want an even cooking surface sometimes when you're just cooking chicken breast in general. You don't want a dry spot, but for this thing with stuffing, we're gonna butterfly the chicken breast. And all that is just cutting it through on the thickness. I apologize for the technique here wasn't the best. This isn't really the right knife, but it works. I'm gonna be, as you'll see shortly, pounding it out. So it's not like it really makes that big of a difference. And take some clear plastic wrap, some saran wrap, put it over. Use a meat mallet would be the ideal way, but hey, I don't have a meat mallet. I've got a small pan. I'm just gonna pound this thing out. And you'll see that I went a little far, start getting some holes kind of poking through, but honestly, that's okay. Not a big deal. We're going to be wrapping it in the prosciutto, and it's going to hide any imperfections anyway. And that doesn't really affect the flavor. The idea here is we're going for a uniform thickness. I'm doing 2 of these, so do that to the second one. Double check the mushrooms, see if they're about ready. You can see they're starting to turn a better color. Here we're done. I threw a little bit of extra butter in there. Again, I don't wait for things to melt, apparently. I just move to the next step. I got some fresh Parmesan cheese. Just putting that in there. It acts almost as a binder. In a way, the butter and the Parmesan heated up, go together, and just kind of help stick that whole thing just a little bit. I mean, I'm not looking for a pasty mushroom mixture here, but I'm just trying to get the individual pieces to kind of hold together a little bit. It's falling off here out of the pan, so they're not super sticky, but it just obviously adds flavor as well with the butter and the Parmesan. I'm putting over the mixture over the whole chicken breast here. And don't be shy with this. You want to get it full coverage. Some of it's going to fall out, and that's okay. It doesn't matter at all. And you want to have something that's going to be filled all the way to the edges. There's nothing worse than the bite in the middle, having all the filling and the stuff as you work towards the edge, just not having any filling there because you were stingy with the filling. Toothpicks to hold it in place. This helps. Just while I got to make 2 of these. I want them to stick together. I wasn't sure. I was maybe going to put it in the refrigerator at this stage, but I got a second one to do that. Those toothpicks just keep it from unrolling a little bit. The way I beat this thing and pounded it out, use your body to give you a little leverage like I'm doing here. That might be the key. But the way I pounded it out, I have some uneven and some broken parts. That's okay. As you'll see, the finished product, it still turns out really good. Take some prosciutto. This stuff, unfortunately, had a fat line kind of right there near the end, so you can see it kind of broke apart. In a perfect world, the sheets would be that size without a break in them anywhere. Rarely are we in a perfect world, I'd argue never. So that's okay. Kind of overlap them just a little bit. I use 3 pieces here. Pull those toothpicks out. Makes it so you're not stabbing toothpicks through everything. We don't want that. This part's a little bit tricky to get started, but you just got to lift that prosciutto. I've got the whole thing sitting on a plastic wrap, as you can see, and that'll come into play in a few seconds. But hold it as tight as you can and try to roll it up as tight as you can, because here we're making this cylinder, this pinwheel, is what it's going to look like when it's all cut. But for now, I'm trying to make this cylinder shape, and I want it to stay in that shape and maintain that shape through cooking and not split or not open up. So I'm wrapping it in the plastic wrap, trying to squeeze it tight. It helps to do this, push with the meat and pull the other end. It just kind of pulls it all in tight. And apparently slowly roll it back up. Take your time, I suppose, like I'm doing. Try to get it as tight of a cylinder as you can. Then we're going to tuck in the ends, and look at that. Maybe it doesn't look that good right now, but this is just a cylinder of meat. Chicken, mushroom, prosciutto. I mean, you can almost taste it just looking at it. Beautiful flavors all together. Butter in a pan. This time I let it melt, probably because I preheated this cast iron pan. Put your rolls in there. I let it sit in the refrigerator for about 10 to 15 minutes before taking them out and putting in the pan. We're at 425 for about 20 minutes. I start there and then pull it out and check the temperature. Always check your chicken temperature. Here we've got some the cauliflower. You can see it's roasted down so much. That's an entire head there. Pour a little heavy cream. We're adding richness. This is going to be that puree. We have the shallots in there, the butter. We've roasted everything down on a medium-low heat. Again, this took almost 40 minutes to actually roast like that and get a good browning on it. Some fresh Parmesan. Shave some Parmesan over in there in the mixture. A ton of added flavor. Just so good. and do it off the block. Don't buy bags of pre-shredded. Get it, shave it off the block. A little bit of lemon juice added in here too is going to go a long way, a little acid. This is a recipe I got from Fallow on YouTube, and I kind of copied what they did, and they used the cognac vinegar, I believe. I had lemon juice. Blend it all together. Blend it. Put it in a strainer or a sieve or whatever you call this kitchen thing. Grab a spatula, push it through. We're trying to get rid of lumps. This is kind of the paste I had left over. It doesn't look like big chunks, but it's having a hard time getting through the mesh there. So that is going to be good enough. We've got plenty of puree, and so that's fine. I had a leftover bottle from something else. This was like a hoagie dressing something. Use whatever you've got if you want to do something like this. Trying to put it in there with the back of the spoon is a little difficult, but I did eventually get it all, or as much as I needed anyway, in the bottle. The chicken is about cooked through 158. We've got 160, 161, so it's definitely done. I wanted a little more crust, a little more crispiness on the prosciutto, so I turned the broiler on high, threw it in there for maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds, something like that, and then we're ready for plating. Take that puree and smear it with the back of the spoon, all chefy and fancy like. This just gives a base. The chicken's not going to roll around unless you dump it off the spatula like that. As you can see, some of the prosciutto kind of slid off. That's okay. It's wrapped around there, just this beautiful pork layer. Tilt it, you can see the mushroom is on the inside of this pinwheel thing. I was able to cut right through it though, not a problem. Look how, I'm telling you, this tastes so good. I had some green beans. These are just boiled. Drain them in a little bit of butter, green beans and butter, so good. Take that thing, I'm making these little dollops of the puree just to look kind of pretty. Maybe not exactly the right tool or necessarily a perfect consistency, but that's okay. The flavor was so good, so good. And I'm gonna finish it off with a little parsley. Just spread some of that out over top of everything. A little bit of freshness there at the end. There's a lot of richness going on in this dish. So the little bit of freshness does help. Look at that. That prosciutto, the chicken, the mushrooms, the puree. I can't say enough about the cauliflower puree. Time to give it a try. This is my first attempt making this. And that's not because I'm really good at stuff. It's just simple. It takes a little bit of time to bring everything together. I'm in a home kitchen, as you can see. We got to give this a try. And you're going to put this in your mouth and do that. You're going to close your eyes as the flavors hit your taste buds and just look up wondering what is going on. This is so good. So good. Try it. You will not be disappointed. Fantastic flavor. Such a good meal. Do it. If I can do it, you can do it.